Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Cameron Doherty, here with another tech video. So I did it! I ordered a Tesla. Now you may have seen a previous video of mine where I rented a Tesla. I was in Hawaii, it was awesome, and I recorded that experience and talked through what you might need to know the first time you ever drive a Tesla, because it was the first time I ever drove a Tesla. And clearly it worked because I have placed an order. So I'm gonna talk through a little bit of the details of my order and give you 5 things that I learned from the ordering process. All right, so I'm sure you are wondering what Tesla I ordered. And no, I did not go with the Plaid Model S as much as I would love to be driving that. I went with something a little bit more modest. I'm going with the Model Y. So the Model Y long range is what I ordered. I kept it with the basic white. I currently drive a white car. I really like white cars. They don't look too dirty until they get really dirty. But so kept it with the white. Went with the standard wheels instead of the upgraded wheels. Love the look of the upgraded wheels, but ride quality can be tough with bigger wheels, and so I'm banking on the fact that we're going to get some better, smoother ride quality out of the smaller wheels. And also there's some really interesting videos out there of people taking off the aero hubcaps and painting or powder coating those rims, and they look pretty darn cool, almost as cool as the upgraded wheels. So we'll see if in the future there's going to be some videos like that in our future. Spoiler, maybe? We'll see. And I went with the 5-seat configuration. I was very intrigued by the 7-seater, but it just seems like it's not going to be practical for the number of uses that I have. And you can only fit some pretty small humans back there, so I just decided to stick with the basic 5-seater. So that's the basic configuration that I went with. It's essentially just a stock Model Y that you get, but I'm so looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to making some videos about some upgrades and things like that over time. So now that that is out of the way in terms of what I bought, let's talk about the 5 things that I learned through the ordering process, starting with number 1. So number 1 is the fact that the referral process is over. So if you've watched Tesla YouTube videos, if you know somebody that's bought a Tesla and has tried to get you to buy a Tesla, if you own a Tesla and you try to get other people to buy Teslas, then you probably are familiar with the referral program. If you bought with somebody else's referral code, you each would get 1,000 free supercharger miles. It was an awesome program. Some people out there, like Marquez Brownlee, had an unbelievable amount of referrals to the point where they have gotten or are supposed to get in the future free cars. It was a very cool program. We'll see whether that all comes to fruition, but for now, just for you and I, the 1,000 free supercharger miles is over. It did end officially on September 18th, 2021, and was a bit of a bummer because I was thoroughly considering buying my Tesla at that point and pulled the trigger just a few weeks later. So a bit of a bummer there, but if you are looking to buy one in the future, you don't have to worry about finding somebody or who you're going to give those miles to. Instead, you will just purchase it and get no supercharger miles. So sad end of an era there. Number 2, if you don't know this already, prices are subject to change. We are obviously in a unique retail environment right now. The car market is all over the place. Chip shortages are causing delays all over the place. And as a result, manufacturers are having to up prices in some places. So in this case, we actually got lucky because just a short while after we placed our order, the Model Y increased by $3,000, and thankfully we do not have to pay that since we had our order in. So that is one thing to think about, is that we placed a $250, paid a $250 order fee in order to reserve our specs and our price, and so we missed out on having to pay that extra $3,000. But you know, if you're on the fence, you know, you might think about, would I still want it if the price went up, and do I need to pull the trigger now in case they do that in the future? So it's a little bit of a tricky game to play there, but just so you know, the prices can change at literally any time, and they have changed many times over the last several years. Number 3, the payment method when you place your order is not final. So whether you decide to pay cash, whether you decide to lease, whether you decide to do a loan, you are not locked in, oddly, to what you put initially on your order form. And so this is something that we deliberated on for a while. We knew we wanted to purchase, we did not want to lease, and we were not going to be paying cash, so we knew that we were going to be taking out a loan of some sort. Now, our preference was to finance over 36 months, over 3 years, but if you go onto Tesla's website, that is not an option. And in hindsight, I think it's kind of a savvy move by them. By doing that, they don't even give you the option to see your payments go up to the highest level. Instead, they keep it at 48 months, at 4 years, so that it looks much more affordable because you're spreading it out over a longer span of time. We knew that we wanted to do it over 36 months, so we were figuring, okay, well, we will just take the 48 months and pay it off early, or we would find a financer between the order time and the time we actually purchase the car and use them with that, with a 36-month lease instead, or loan instead. To our surprise, after committing to the 48 months, placing the order, paying the $250 order fee, we were then presented with another screen where we did our registration of who exactly we were, but then we had to once again say how we planned to pay for the car. And we had the option to switch it to a lease. We had the option to say we were going to pay cash. We had the option to do completely different terms for our loan. And at this point now, it allowed you to select 36 months. So we wound up getting what we wanted, but it kind of just threw me through a bit of a loop. I kind of get why they're doing it. It's a little bit manipulative there of making you think, oh, I can afford it. This is the shortest term that they offer and the payment's still reasonable, but don't be fooled. You can do a 36-month if you wish, and you are not locked in until after you've done that order deposit when you are actually applying for the loan with one of Tesla's financing companies. Number 4 is that the car specs are final. So I just went through telling you that the whole setup of how you plan to pay for it is not final. Well, the car specs, when we talk about the paint color, how many seats you're going to get in it, when we're talking about the wheels, those items are final. And had a story of a friend of mine who placed an order, ultimately decided, you know what, I went with the base color, I went with the white. I really don't want white. I really wanted the red. And they went and made the change because it will let you. They made the change to the red. And much like myself, where I said that the car price went up $3,000, theirs had gone up even more than that. And when they changed their paint color, it updated their price. Not just the small amount that it would take from going from the included price, or included paint color, to the upgraded paint color, but in addition, the new base price. And so keep that in mind, really think through what type of specs you want on your car, so that you are locking that in right the first time and you won't wind up having to pay more. They wound up just canceling their order and saying, we're gonna buy something else. Finally, number 5. This is that your delivery date can change and also can vary. So when we made our purchase, we were getting an estimate of an April delivery. So we placed the order in October, expecting it to be ready in April, and we have already gotten bumped back to September. So that is something to consider if you have a current leased car, for example, I think would be the potential biggest problem, and you are trying to purchase a Tesla before the lease of your old existing car expires. You will be running a bit of a risk. Like I said, we are in a unique environment for cars. There's lots of delays around everywhere, and Tesla, while they have been doing better than most, is not an exception to that rule whatsoever, and they're starting to seemingly show that more so than they were originally. And so you might receive a delay, and it might be like ours was, of many months. So keep that in mind when you're planning, and also take a look at the fact that particularly now with the latest round of pricing, you actually can have differences in delivery based on your configuration. So if you go in today and look at the Model Y long range, just like we bought, if you use the upgraded wheels, you will get an earlier estimate than if you use the standard wheels. Now, this could be a supply issue with the standard wheels. This could be Tesla trying to encourage higher overall orders by encouraging you to buy the more expensive wheels. Who knows exactly why it is that way, but just know that there could be a difference in when you get your car based on what you get on your car. So those are the 5 things that I learned in my Tesla ordering process. They were not the things that I expected to learn. Maybe these are all inside baseball, things that everybody that owns a Tesla is already aware of. Let me know down in the comments, did you learn something new, or are these all things that are basic to a Tesla owner? Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm very excited. I can't wait until September, unfortunately, almost a year away. But as I have more updates coming in, and then also obviously once I get the car, I'm looking forward to making some more videos so I can share with you guys the fun that I'm having, and maybe you decide to get one just like me. So that's it. That's all. Appreciate you watching so much. Remember, as always, if you enjoy what you see, the likes are always free and the subs don't cost anything either. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Tripped over the chair.